Oh, give me a break. Listen, I had 107,000 people in New Jersey. You didn't report it.
It was an angry Donald Trump on this day. He complained about the media, smeared Kamala Harris, and compared himself to Martin Luther King. Yes, he did. We will get to that in a moment. But first, early on in the news conference, Trump nearly blew a gasket when he was asked why he hasn't been campaigning this week or in front of the cameras.
Excuse me, what are we doing right now? She's not doing any news conference. You know why she's not doing it? Because she can't do a news conference. She doesn't know how to do a news conference. She's not smart enough to do a news conference. And I'm sorry, we need smart people to lead this country.
And Donald Trump, of course, thinks that he is smart. Why? Because of the crowds he has attracted.
And I've spoken to the biggest crowds. Nobody's spoken to crowds bigger than me. If you look at Martin Luther King, when he did his speech, his great speech, and you look at ours, same real estate, same everything, same number of people. If not, we had more.
Donald Trump thinks he had more people at his January 6th Stop the Steal rally than Martin Luther King had at the famous 1963 March on Washington. Well, not according to the Park Service, police reports, and other accounts, including photographs of the crowds at both events. But maybe this is Trump's way of appealing to black voters. Or perhaps Trump just has dementia. Trump also spoke briefly about President Biden and seemed to be projecting.
The presidency was taken away from Joe Biden. And I'm no Biden fan, but I'll tell you what, from a constitutional standpoint, from any standpoint you look at, they took the presidency away. And people were saying he lost after the debate. He couldn't win. Well, I don't know that that's true necessarily. But whether he could win or he couldn't win, he had the right to run.
It is rich of Donald Trump to be talking about election rights in the Constitution, given Trump still faces felony charges related to the January 6th effort to block President Biden's election certification. Anyway, Trump went on about the Biden removal and the replacement with Kamala Harris.
To have done it this way is pretty severe, pretty horrible. You would have thought they would have gone out to a vote. They would have had a primary system. They would have done something. But to just take it away from him like he was a child. And he's a very angry man right now, I can tell you that.
Trump knows Joe Biden is very angry. It sounds like Donald Trump, a child, is still angry about 2020 and thinks a peaceful transfer of power from Biden to Harris must be infuriating to Biden because losing power angered Trump.
We have a very bad economy right now. We could literally be on the throes of a depression, not recession, a depression.
Ah, yes, more doom and gloom. And by the way, 16 Nobel laureate economists say Trump's tariff plan would tank the U.S. economy. Economic concerns are usually a top voter issue. This year, polls also show women's rights are up there. But according to Trump, nah.
I think that abortion has become much less of an issue. It's a very small, I think it's actually going to be a very small issue.
Abortion is going to be a small issue. Well, that may be wishful thinking on Trump's part, because ever since the Supreme Court ended federal abortion rights, Republicans have been crushed.
If you take away guns, she wants to take away everyone's gun. If you take away guns, you can't do it.
Kamala Harris wants to take away everyone's guns. That's a lie. But this is the part of the news conference where Trump cycled through some of his standard Kamala Harris lies and smears.
She's been very, very bad to Israel, and she's been very bad to Jewish people. And I say it, if anybody I know is Jewish and they would vote for Kamala over me, they should have their head examined.
In the Biden-Harris administration, the Secretary of State is Jewish, as is the Attorney General, the Secretary of the Treasury, the Director of National Intelligence, the Secretary of Homeland Security, and the Vice President's husband. On Capitol Hill, all 9 Jewish senators are Democrats, and 25 of 27 Jewish House members are Democrats.
You know, with Hillary Clinton, I could have done things to her that would have made your head spin. I thought it was a very bad thing. Take the wife of a president of the United States and put her in jail.
Donald Trump claims that as president, he could have gotten Hillary Clinton thrown in jail.
I was very protective of her. Nobody would understand that, but I was. I think my people understand it. They used to say, lock her up, and I'd say, just relax, please.
Except when you said, lock her up.
I will say this. Hillary Clinton has to go to jail, okay?
She has to go to jail. For what she's done, they should lock her up. She's disgraceful.
Finally, Donald Trump said he was pleased with his vice presidential candidate, J.D. Vance. But at one point, perhaps channeling the ridicule that Vance has gotten lately, Trump spoke about a visit from Chinese President Xi Jinping.
President Xi of China and I were very good friends. We met right here, right in that, except we had a beautiful sofa there, as opposed to what we have right now. Right now, we have you.
It would be so Donald Trump to insist that his couch was better looking than anything J.D. Vance had admired or loved. What a Trump news conference. By the way, Fox News host Laura Ingraham recently got humiliated on her own show by one of her guests.
You're Kamala Harris right now. You're killing it on what matters. What matters in a campaign is money, particularly now, and she's killing it raising money.
Why
so
are the billionaires giving her money? Kevin, you know these people.
No,
My
she's not getting it from
know.
Billionaires.
Why?
She's getting it.
Silicon Valley and Wall Street.
At a time. She's killing it. Look, I'm not
Silicon
defending
Valley and Wall Street is shoveling money at Kamala Harris. Why is that? You know they are.
Because it's working. Because she's figured out how to get these. Look, I'm just telling you the facts.
Okay.
You don't want to hear them? I won't tell them to you.
No,
but she's raising money.
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from Aunt Claire Font, who wrote, "I love it when a Fox host gets humiliated like an idiot with no facts." Indeed. I look forward to reading your comments about Donald Trump's off-the-rail news conference. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.